Let's talk about coaching today and the three most important P's in coaching. And so what are those P's? They are projects, people, and patterns. And I think if you really want to unlock transformational leadership in your organization, you have to understand what these three P's are and how to apply them in your organization to get the most impact out of them. And I think if you focus on those areas, you really can effectively guide an organization, you can guide individuals, and you can guide yourself to a higher level of outcome, a higher level of excellence. The first one, you really do have to prioritize projects. So the first P is projects. And you really have to prioritize projects. If you don't have a system or a process or a discipline or a routine within your organization to identify the projects that are most important to the growth of the organization, those projects that should be priorities, you first have to set that process in place so that projects get put into an ecosystem, they get stack ranked, they get prioritized, and then they get executed. So that is the first, projects. Second is investing in your people so your organization grows. I am a firm believer in people first. People first always. Everything else is a function of people. It is a function of the learning environment that you've set up within your organization to really feed people. And not feed people just based on skills and things that they do for you in your business, but really about building them as characters. Good character. When good character shows up in your organization, then the work gets done by default. I'm a big believer that organizations were put in place. They're organized and put together in this great country to serve the people that serve it. And if you do that well, if the people are served well in this great learning environment, then the customer wins, other team members win, the investor wins, the supplier partners wins, everybody wins in that ecosystem. So you have to prioritize people and invest in people. That's the second P. Third P is patterns. This is incredibly important as it relates to understanding where there are breakdowns in your system. If you look around and you see that there are outcomes that are less than desirable in your organization, whether it be people, process, systems, disciplines, routines, whatever, something is broken in your organization. You have to trace that back. Trace it back to a source of the problem or an origin of the problem. And you have to get really, really decisive as it relates to fixing those problems so that the outcome that you desire actually happens. So you have to trace these processes back. You have to understand what those patterns are. You have to look for them. Every single week, you should be looking for the patterns that are producing outcomes that are less than desirable or less than expected in your organization. And then you have to take a scalpel to them. You have to fix those problems ASAP, very quickly. So the three P's of coaching that will help your organization are projects, people, and patterns. You get relentless about those three things, and you will have an organization that excels in terms of outcome. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.